Poke talks about the health and cookie stuff here.
I felt like there were only really 2 types of foods or snacks that people were marketing and promoting.
Okay, I'm not sure Poke because everybody does this. I hate it when people are doing ad reads or people are doing reads and they have to jump cut everything like the jump cutting. Is it really that attention? Like, do the people have that little attention that like
really 2 types of foods or
like, do we need a jump cut there? Do we have to edit that? Or are the editors like desperately trying to like hold on to their jobs?
Snacks. Or quickly learned that I felt like there were only really 2 types of foods or
also this trend, okay, also not calling out Poke, I'm sorry, because not everybody does this, okay, but I would say Poke needs to be a trendsetter, okay? Listen, makeup is one thing, plastic surgery is another thing. I'm not saying either of these are specific to her, but the fact that people are live filtering all of their videos now is so bad for our mental health. Please, everybody. Oh my God, guys, the filters need to stop, all right? The filter, we're filtering videos now. Guys, please.
Snacks that people were marketing and promoting. I basically could only find snacks that were either like really, really delicious, but super high in sugar, super high in calories, made with a bunch of synthetic ingredients that I didn't understand or didn't know how to pronounce or really much of anything. Or on the other hand, was just the other extreme end of something, which is these quote unquote healthy snacks that are like no carb, no sugar, high protein, no gluten, no this, no that, no, and it tastes like cardboard. And so I just constantly felt like I had to choose between eating something yummy, but kind of feeling bad or guilty about it, or eating something healthy, maybe feeling like I did something good, but never really wanting to reach for it again because it did not taste good at all. In comes Mina. Sorry, I can't believe I finally get to show these. Are they not so cute? Mimi, what's up? She wants them too. That's why if you read the ingredients list, it'll say mushroom powder. These don't taste like mushrooms. They taste like the best cookies you've ever had, okay? That mushroom powder is a really good natural source of vitamin D. If you are like me, you're on the PC a lot, you're on your phone a lot, maybe you don't always touch grass as much as you should, you might have a vitamin D deficiency. I know I have for a very long time. Anytime I get my blood work done, that's always top of the list. I'm always trying to—
What? There must be things in your diet that give you vitamin D, because I hate the sun. I never go outside, and every time I get a blood panel done, my vitamin D is always fine. What do you eat that gives vitamin D? Is it dairy? Maybe it's just like the dairy I consume, like hot chocolates and stuff. But the amount of vitamin D you get in your diet, it must be like really low to keep your levels like normal. Because oh, maybe my Soylent actually. Yeah, because I don't think— oh, and eggs. Okay, yeah, because I don't think I've ever had vitamin D deficiency, even though I never go outside.
Vitamin D supplements. The fact that we can make a delicious, healthy snack and it has functional benefits like vitamin D, I just—
One thing that I think is cute that you guys do in— I don't know if this is in all of Europe or all of the EU, is when you guys list your health things on the sides of your packages, you list it per 100 grams, which I think is nice, because in America we have a bunch of different serving sizes and everything, so you can't actually tell like if it's like good or bad in terms of like how many calories, how many grams of sugar. Like you have no idea because you don't actually know the serving size of each of these things. So like the comparison is like kind of meaningless because we don't have the serving size, you know? Wait, you guys don't do that? Not only do we not do that, in America, I think they tried to make this illegal, but people still kind of do it. In America, we have this really cute thing where there's literally a % of daily value. Are you— that is not measuring the same thing. I can't believe you would call me while being— okay? Holy shit. Talk about an I'm rubber, you're glue situation. Okay? Go to Canada, my dude. Made, check it out. In America, we'll do a really cute thing where you can sell like one Gatorade, and the Gatorade will say like 100 calories, okay? But it'll say 100 calories per serving, but the full Gatorade will be 2 servings. So you might buy the Gatorade and think, oh, 100 calories for this whole thing? But the Gatorade that you bought is actually 2 servings of Gatorade, so it's actually 200 calories. It's a lot of weird like that to like hide nutritional value or whatever.
Snack and it has functional benefits like vitamin D. I just—
for these cookies, so it's a bit of a price increase, but there's vitamin D in it, right? So like it makes complete and total sense. You don't just want to be paying for branding. And by the way, the nutritional facts, these are the exact same—
oh, we have different things. There we go. Okay, so 28 grams. See, so it's a little bit tricky because it looks like— I was hoping this wasn't the case, but it looked like she was going per serving for her cookie. But the problem with her per serving— I was hoping this wasn't the case, because if so, this is— I would actually call this deceptive. I would call this intentionally dishonest. Oof, I'm not trying to be super harsh here, but to compare your cookie to another cookie and then to do per serving when the actual serving ounces is less, but it's just because it's a smaller cookie, this is a super dishonest comparison. Unless I'm misunderstanding something. This is basically, yeah, whatever the bad word is for scam or false advertising, whatever. This is a super dishonest comparison, I think, yeah. Because if the cookie's just smaller, what you're really looking for, this is why I said in Europe it's cute that they have like the, in Europe they'll list the, it'll be like everything per like 100 kilocalories or per 100 grams or something like that. They've got like a per thing so that you can always tell like exactly how to compare from one food to the next. In Europe, you hold two packages up and you look at the per 100 and you can just compare by looking from one to the other without, you don't have to do any math, you don't have to do any conversions, it's just right there. But yeah. Wasn't the grams per serving the same? Well, when I look at it over here, it looks like if you look at the actual like 28 grams of cookie and 20 grams of cookie here, unless, oh no, wait, hold on, wait, I'm so sorry. I could be misunderstanding this. Let me be super clear. I could be misunderstanding this because actually it looks like here he's comparing this probably to the cookie that it's like branded from. So I don't actually know what this comparison is from here to here. So I'm sorry, I could be, that's why I'm saying I hope I'm misunderstanding, but I might be. Okay, she said versus the leading cookies. Yeah, he's not comparing versus leading cookies. He's just probably comparing to the brand that he's saying she ripped it off from. What would be like a leading cookie? So hers are, it looks like 140 calories per 28 grams. So about 5 calories per gram. And then Chips Ahoy times, these are 33 grams. So they'd be a little bit more calories than a Chips Ahoy cookie, if I'm doing that correctly. I don't know what other cookies we could compare to. Their serving size is 34 grams. No, it's going to be... Her calories are also more calories per cookie than an Oreo cookie. That's assuming that this is the nutrition for her cookie. This might not be the nutrition for her cookie. This might be something different.
Same cookies. The only difference in it, right? So it makes complete and total sense. You don't just want to be paying for branding. And by the way, the nutritional facts, these are the exact same cookies. The only difference is 3 micrograms of vitamin D. Now this...
3 micrograms? What's the daily recommended vitamin D intake? Well, this says 15%. Damn, what is the daily recommended vitamin D? Is it really that low? Daily recommended vitamin D intake, FDA. 20 micrograms. Oh, okay. It is really low. Okay. So if you eat 8 of these cookies, you'll get your vitamin D intake.
This is where I get a little bit upset. I'm going to be honest with you. 3 micrograms of vitamin D, and then using 3 micrograms to say you have vitamin D in your branding. So 3 micrograms of vitamin D is not a lot of vitamin D. So that's 120 IUs of vitamin D. The average adult needs about 600 IUs of vitamin D a day to maintain their balance. This is dietary allowance. This is not going out in the sun. This is a basis of information that has led...
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. That's per 7 cookies. My bad. Okay. Listen, I'm trying hard here, okay? I'm trying hard here. We can make the math work, all right? We can make the math work. We're getting there. We're going to get there, okay?
To most of the population being insufficient in vitamin D. This is not enough vitamin D. A human being needs more vitamin D than 600 IUs. For example, the National Institute of Health suggests that adults might need around 1,500 to 2,000 IUs of vitamin D to maintain their blood serum levels at a healthy level. So the dietary recommendation for vitamin D is irrelevant, completely irrelevant. They don't know anything about the endocrine system or hormones or vitamin D. It's a nominal amount of vitamin D, and that is for an entire serving, by the way, of these cookies. That's for 7. You have to eat 7 cookies to get 120 IUs of vitamin D every single day. In my opinion, that is not an efficacious dose of vitamin D, and therefore it should not be used to market product. That's just my opinion. I would never do that personally, being someone who cares about vitamins.
Can you at least acknowledge that this amount of criticism is like beyond insane for influencer product, right? Like Mr. Beast's candy had no criticism like at all. Well, was he marketing his candy as like a healthy candy? I imagine that's probably going to be a big difference, right? Because Mr. Beast did get a lot of flack for his, like, burger stuff, didn't he?
The rest of it, though. News outlet Dexerto falsely reports Pokimane is selling an existing cookie product for 3 times the price at $28, labeling it as a scam. And then he goes on to say the price, and it's not true. He got community noted in that, and the price is actually like 3 times more. Costco's cookies are 9 cents per cookie, and Mina's cookies are 25 cents per cookie for 3 micrograms of vitamin D per 7 cookies. So of a third of a microgram per cookie, basically. This is 11 cents per 4,000 IU dose. This many cents per microgram. The point is, it doesn't cost very much to reformulate this. It's not a justification for 25 cents per cookie. She doesn't own her own manufacturing equipment, speaking. Why does it cost 3 times more? I don't know. Probably because it's got new branding and it costs a lot of money to do this kind of stuff. And you know, Pokimane probably doesn't have a lot of control over this, and they think it's a good idea. People have short attention spans, like, oh, we'll just launch it, and then we'll keep it going. People will forget about it. Okay, we'll just move on. We move on to the ingredients. By the way, a comparison for both of these, they are the exact same ingredients. Palm oil.
So this is something that...
forget about it. Okay, we'll just move on. We move on.
This is something that Poki said that is probably true. If you go and you check almost any like label for sodas or for cookies or whatever, basically all of the ingredients are probably going to be almost identical. To compare these is stupid. The ingredients are the important part. It's going to be the formulation. It's going to be like the ratios and the quantities and the creation process. This is kind of dumb to compare these two things. Hassan defend Poki. Hello, obsessively watching Hassan? I think I will.
It's the same over and over again. No matter what you do, look, people are going to be hypercritical of you if people don't like you, if people want to make something out of you, okay? That's it. This is the clip.
Oh my God.
This is the clip that now is going viral and everybody's getting mad.
When people are like, oh my God, $28 for cookies?
The big mistake here is that she thought that she could be a woman online and then also come across as not super serious in this very important moment.
It's 4 bags. That's $7 a bag. I know math is hard when you're an idiot, but if you're a broke boy, just say so. Anyway,
like, it's funny because like everybody always says Pokimane is such a businesswoman. This is literally a joke you would probably make on stream and nobody would say. First of all, people would absolutely say it if I made this exact same joke, and I have, and they do. The difference is, if this is a joke that Charlie made, nobody would say. If this,
I think one thing that's really important. Hold on, I was about to do a whole thing. This is gonna be really boring. This is like advice for content creators, so I don't know if you guys care, or maybe it's insight, or maybe it helps you analyze how you look at content creators. No, this is important, I guess. One thing that's very important is the type of criticism and feedback that you get. People kind of miss this part of the formula, is oftentimes it will be a result of the type of audience that you build. So when somebody says something like Charlie wouldn't get negative feedback from this, whereas Pokimane would, that's true actually. That is mostly true. I don't think anybody would. If Charlie's like, if you guys are too broke to afford my... Maybe. Although Charlie's, because he's been critical of other content creators, maybe. But like the type of content that you engage in, the things you do will oftentimes dictate the type of feedback that you get, you know? I think for Poki's in kind of a weird spot because just from the incredibly personal and fruitful relationship I have with her, no, but like from knowing her personally a little bit, from playing games and then from seeing her evolution on the internet, Poki probably, her natural like personality is probably a little bit more bantery, playful, whatever, than the personality that she like markets herself as. Because the personality that she's marketed as is like an incredibly family-friendly, very soft, very, or at least that's my impression that I get, unless I'm missing something, you know? Like basically what appeals to the most amount of people in the most family-friendly way possible. And when that's the personality demographic that you've carved out for yourself, then anytime you have a slight misstep where you come off as kind of like, not hooty, not snooty, snobby, maybe is the word I'm looking for, then yeah, people are gonna take that and they're gonna hammer you into the ground on it. When Hassan says that he couldn't get away with making a joke like that, that's also probably true, but it's because Hassan has marketed himself as like the socialist, like poor care person. Like he cares about the poors and the class struggle and blah, 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 you know? So yeah, it just kind of depends on the audience you build, how people are gonna respond to your stuff, everything, I think.
This is a joke Ludwig made. Nobody would say. Because those guys are not exactly considered offensive targets by incels that will take something and then go, that's the most serious thing anyone's ever said.
I don't think Ludwig would. As much as I dislike Ludwig, because he's made negative comments on me, because I think he's friends with Hassan. I actually don't dislike Ludwig at all. I think Ludwig is, for the most part, I think Ludwig is like a straight shooter most of the time. I think Ludwig is, I don't want to glaze him too much. I do want to self-glaze myself. I'm going to say this with a bit of caution, because I might have missed stuff. But I think, aside from myself, okay, who is the most honest, okay, person online, okay, Ludwig is probably one of the most what you see is what you get content creators of anybody I think I've ever seen online. I could be wrong, but like, I don't think Ludwig has ever been involved in like a scandal. I don't think anything has ever leaked from Ludwig where it's like, oh my God, he's not like that at all. He's a huge piece of I don't think there's ever been that I haven't heard anything behind the scenes or in front of things or any. I've never, ever heard anything. Even behind the scenes, I've never heard anything bad about Ludwig, ever. Most of the stuff, a broad variety of content creators have good things to say about him personally, privately, publicly, ever. So yeah, I think that if Ludwig were to market something, he's like, hey, listen guys, I'm selling stuff and you know, this is what I do and it's my markup and I'm just trying to make some money here. I don't think Ludwig would get a lot of pushback. I could be wrong, but like just Ludwig is just so straightforward and so like brazenly transparent on everything. I feel like I don't think Ludwig would get that much of a negative pushback. Yeah.
It's a joke that XQC gets away with on a daily basis, but
wouldn't you say that Asmon is more of that than anyone? Asmongold, yes. Asmongold is also a pretty straight shooter. Asmongold's big problems right now in terms of baggage on the internet is I think he's ran a bit into like the disconnectedness where like the way that he plays games, the way that he experiences games, the way that he criticizes games is more disconnected from the average person. And I think that his fan base and other people see that and they kind of revolt against his takes because of that. I think that's what, and then he's been stuck in this like cycle of kind of depressive, like negative feedback from audience, means he doesn't want to stream as much or he streams on his side channel. And then that leads him to be more salty. And yeah, that's a difficult one as well. Yeah, I think that, yeah, Asmongold is stuck in a really... Oh, well, maybe he's gotten out. I'm not sure right now, actually. But from last I checked, Asmongold was stuck in a pretty depressive cycle. And because he's kind of isolated, I don't know how he ever gets, like, pulled out of that. I'm not sure.
Again, people in his audience, they look at that. People in his audience will look at that and go, well, that's my favorite streamer. I like him. I know him. I know his background. I know where he's coming from. Okay? That's the difference. Hassan printed shirt, $60. The comments have been made before. Exactly.
People are like, oh my God, $28 for cookies?
Problem is,
4 bags.
Knives are out.
That's $7 a bag. I know math is hard when you're an idiot, but like if you're a broke boy, just say so.
So yeah.
You also have to keep in mind the all these interactions are so there's so many layers to this. Like Poki getting mad and being snarky, that might not even be enough to get people to hate her, but it's the fact that she's clearly a little bit perturbed or upset, and then she's getting snarky over something that's making her a lot of money. That's also going to be like, it's like a powder keg for, this is just like, this reaction around this product with the way that you've marketed and the fact that you're making money is just like enough to, yeah. And not to be simp or whatever, but you are a woman online, so you're going to get held to a slightly different standard, plus the family-friendly content, plus everything else is going to be, yeah. Or like something, and I know she would never do this, and I don't fault her for not doing this, but I would have mad respect for Poki if she was like, listen up, okay? It's a fan cookie. It's our first batch. We'll figure it out. If you're too broke to afford it, then don't buy it. Get the next batch, or don't ever buy my cookies. They're not for you. You are brokies, okay? Listen, if Poki was, I'd be like, you know what? I would buy the cookies at that point. But, yeah. It's similar to like Valkyrie like giving the keys to her mods and her community, canceling her over and over again on like some ultra cringe. God, what even was it?
I appreciate that, Destiny.
All right, bye. Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed.